Hey guys, this is me. And this week, or today, or whatever, I'm going to be talking about the awkward stuff that has happened to me. And since there's so many, I don't even know where to get started. But do 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 do. Ciao. Okay, so back in Canada, one day I was walking to school and I was really, really late. And I was running, and then I saw one of those lights, right? But the ones that look like candy cane. And then it had like this icicle hanging from it, and I don't even know why, but I wanted to get the icicle. So I jumped to grab it, and I missed, and I tried a few more times until I slipped on the piece of like snowy ice that I was standing on, and I basically ended up face palming the light. But the weird thing was, somehow I managed to like try to scream. So my tongue was out, and when I face palmed the thing, like it got stuck, right? So my tongue was like stuck on the light, and I was like, "Ugh." And I couldn't like rip it off because it hurt a lot, and it was like -30. Everywhere was snow, and like nobody was going out, and I was just like standing, like stuck on the pole for like 25 minutes, and I had to like rub the thing and pour hot water down my tongue, and it like burned, and it was like terrible. But in the end of the day, I did get my tongue free, and it's like right in my mouth right now. See, that's my tongue. And I don't know, but it was really awkward, and I was just stuck on the pole, and nobody would come, and I was kind of glad that nobody would come, because if they did, it would just be really, really bad. Okay, next awkward thing. Um, this happened last year. So me and my friend, we were walking side by side in Turkey, and she was like wearing normal shorts, and I was wearing basketball shorts, and we were just like coming from the beach or something. And this man, like this old pedophile man, started hitting on us, and I felt so awkward because like he could be my grandfather. Like it was really, really weird, and he was like really dirty, and it just like I don't know what happened, but something clicked in me, and I was like, no wait, something snapped in me. What was the term you used? Whatever. Some random stuff happened in me. Okay, no wait. I just realized that this man, who could have been my grandfather, was hitting on us, and that just really got me mad. So I went all mean on the guy, and I was like, oh, who do you think you are? You're like an old man, blah, 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 blah. And I basically just screamed at him. And then he looked so amused, which got me even more mad. And then I was really mad and pissed off. So I took my friend and we ran into a cafe, and I was just like steaming and boiling with rage, and I wanted to punch the guy. But it was like really awkward considering that we were being hit on by like a pedophile 80-year-old man. Another awkward thing that happened, I got asked if I was like bi or something, because apparently I act like that, which I guess it wouldn't have been awkward if the kid who asked me wasn't like 3 years younger than me, 4 years younger than me. He was like so much younger than me. And he was like, "Hey, are you bi?" And I was like, "No." Just oh my gosh, I'm not good at awkward situations. Okay, awkward thing number 4 or something, or 3. Number 4, yeah, awkward thing number 4. Oh. Awkward. Next awkward thing. I keep losing the numbers, but whatever. So in grade 6, in Toronto, I went to a school where I'm pretty sure the teacher hated me. Like she loathed me, and I was like this really, really clumsy and hyper child. So when I was like running or something, we used to have like those internet cables into the wall. I somehow tripped into that, and I literally pulled the whole thing out of the wall. Like not just the cable, I pulled the whole thingy out of the wall. I don't know what you call it, but I pulled that thing out of the wall. And she got so mad. I thought she was gonna slap me. That's how like she was. She was like, and I was just like, and it was really weird. But oh my gosh, she hated me. I hated her. I guess it just worked. But the good part was because I did that, they had to get wireless, and we had wireless internet. I'm so proud of myself. Awkward next thing. Awkward next thing. Okay, next awkward thing. Uh, me and my friends in Canada, we were just like really weird children. So we were gonna go to Tim Hortons for lunch, and we didn't know the way. And then my friend was like, "Oh, I know. It's like there's a shortcut, right?" So we walked for about 10 minutes to her shortcut, and then when we went there, it was like there was just full on fence. We couldn't go to the other side because of the fence, and then we didn't want to go back because our lunch was like only 40 minutes, right? So then I was like, you know what? Let's just climb the fence. And when we were climbing the fence, somehow, when I was jumping down, I ended up just like ripping the back of my like trouser thingies. They're like yoga pants, right? And I just like totally ripped the butt part, and it was really awkward because I really wanted lunch, and I really didn't want to walk in that. So I had to like tie a sweater to my waist, and I had to walk around like that because I would much rather walk in ripped pants than not have lunch, which tells a lot about me. But well, I don't know. And yeah, I had to spend like 45 minutes because I couldn't, no, like 80 minutes because I didn't change in the first lesson either, in ripped pants. And that was just terrible. Next awkward thing. When I was using the bus to go to school, somehow I ended up getting my bag, like the door closed on my bag. So my bag was outside and I was inside. And it was so awkward because the bus driver wouldn't open the door. So I just basically took my bag off and it was just like hanging there. And everybody was just like looking at me. Awkward stuff that only happened to me. I don't even know why. Like, next awkward thing. So, I don't know why I even did this, but in school, no, not in school, at like the building we were in, there was like this really cool air vent in front of like this table. So somehow I thought it would be cool to go on the table and go into the air vent. So when I was just like, oh yeah, this is gonna be awesome, I took a flashlight and I went in there went, and I continued going and going until the whole vent it like started shaking and the whole thing basically broke and I fell right into the pool. And it was really weird because nobody was in the pool and like the door to the change room was closed, right? Because it was really late and it was like terrible. I had to sit there all wet because I couldn't exit the place. Oh, next awkward thing. This year when I was going to school, the bus driver, because it was like we're in Azerbaijan and apparently here it never snows. So the one time it actually did snow, it was like chaos. Everything was so late, and I waited for the bus to come for like 30 minutes. And once it didn't come, I started walking. But here's the thing: apparently, people in Azerbaijan get really cold, and I was in like this pink Abercrombie hoodie with a skirt, which is like my school skirt, because I would never wear a skirt if I didn't have to. But whatever. And I started walking. But the weird thing was, I didn't really know which way to go. So I just tried remembering, and I continued walking. And after like 10 minutes of walking, I was super wet. And I was just like this little girl walking into the streets all alone, looking wet, terrified, and lost. So this one man, who thought it would be funny to like start whistling and stalking me, just followed me everywhere. And it just creeped. I got really scared because I knew that to my school, it wasn't like main roads. I had to take like shortcuts and like into like really weird alleys and stuff. So I got really scared and I started running. And apparently, he didn't run after me because he was too lazy. But I didn't even look back. And after like 15 minutes of running, I found myself lost. And then I continued walking and I went to McDonald's, got a coffee, continued running, blah, blah, blah. And by the time I was in school, I was like drenched. And I entered English class and I was like, right? And people were just like looking at me. I was literally dripping. There was like a puddle under me. And it was so awkward. Because, you're not used to seeing wet people in class. Look at my scrunchie. Well, that's it, guys. Like, I'm pretty sure I have a lot more awkward stories, but I can't really remember any. And if I do, I'll make sure to make another video on it. Bye. I love you guys. Always ask your dad for a puppy. Like this video, favorite it, share it with your friends, and subscribe, and do. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.